So I'm out here at one of my projects and just got an updated schedule, and we are looking to start the foundations. The concrete guys are looking to start the foundations on the 28th of August. Right now it's the 10th of August, so we're looking like 18 days away from starting. But what I did notice out here is that they do have column lines that are shot. So what I'm going to try to do before our meeting tomorrow, our coordination meeting with the general contractor, is that I want to see if I can use the column lines that are laid out now. And I'll show you guys when I walk out here. I'm just building some contents of what I'm doing and what you guys are going to be seeing. If I can get the column lines, I can take the measurements, I can pull them, I can probably start my electric room and don't have to wait for foundations. And why that's important is because I'm looking at the job. I'm trying to find a way to get things rolling in our favor, so I can get shovels in the ground, I can get guys on site, and I can get some momentum going. I don't want to, unless I have to, I don't want to wait 18 more days to start foundations when they already have the area slab on grade, up to grade right now. They already have the column line shot. So in my mind, I'm like, why am I going to wait for foundations to start if they already got surveyed column lines? So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go out and see what column lines they have shot, give you guys kind of a view of the pad that the concrete is going to be poured on, and kind of give you some context of what I'm trying to do and trying to accomplish. And then I'm going to bring this up tomorrow in our subcontractor meeting, where I can say, hey guys, this is what I found out, this is what we have. I'm not going to be in the way of the guys who are doing the footers around the exterior part of the building, or I'm not going to be in the way of the columns that they're built in the center of the building. The room that I need is off to the side, and I can at least open up that area, get the electrical room built, get the racks built. By that time, it'll probably take me about let's just say a week to get the material here, and I can start, let's say, Monday of next week. So that'll be, that'll be the 17th or something like that, 16th or something like that. And then we'll be able to have a head start on that. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go out here and take some pictures, I don't need to take any measurements right now, but just take some pictures of what they have. I'm going to go ahead and write down the column lines that they have so I can import that into my, onto my drawings, and I can go ahead and design, the layout in the area where the electrical is going to be. So I'll let you guys know how that works out. All right, guys, here's the column lines that I'm telling you about. You see they have it staked out right here. As you can see, this is column A2, right? And this is a survey state saying that's 5 feet from A2. So 5 feet from that to there will give you that column line. And they got a small stake here, let you know exactly where it's at. Big stake obviously is the indicator, but the little stake right here, as you guys can see, is going to be that one right there. They usually drive a nail in there. You can pull string or whatever you need. And then there's another mark, so they do a triangular kind of layout here. So you got 5 foot from here to here, which will give you A2, and then 5 foot from here to here will give you A2. So those are your column lines, and they have them throughout the job site. And I just went through, or throughout this particular building, and I went through and I went ahead and logged what column lines they have set. That way I can start doing layout for my electrical room. So this is what I mean, we don't have to wait on anybody. We can actually get started within reason and be out the way of the foundation. So I just want to show you guys that, and show you how I'm going to try to present this tomorrow to our general contractor, see if we can get started. Again, I'm just trying to look for a way to get going as quickly as possible. Okay, guys, here I'm going to show you. Just came back from the field. I got the column lines that they have established, which is right here to the right. So they have A6.6, B6.6, B8, F8, F6.6, F2, F1, D2, D1, A2. Now, for those who don't know, column lines are just starting out. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of how to use this to establish your floor dimension plans and how we can go ahead and figure out where our electrical room is going to be at and how we can use these marks, pull string, to establish a particular area in the building. So right now I went and I highlighted all the column lines that they have established, and then I put clouds around the points where they crosshair. That way I know, just getting a bird's eye view, which column lines I'm going to be using and what are those column lines. So I got two arrows here. Just remind me, A66 and B66 are the two that I'm going to use. So you have a horizontal and vertical axis, if you call it. I'm not really, horizontal and vertical, right? So for horizontal, you have A, B, C, D, D1, E, and F. I guess that will be vertical. And then horizontal, you'll have 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 1. All right. So you have an X and Y axis that you can cross-reference. And that is what they mean by column line A66. So for an example, you pull from column line A, you see here, A, and then you look for the numerical designation, which is 66, which is right here. So A66 lands right here. So that let me know that I have that stake sitting right there, A66. We'll do one more. B66 is right above it. So B66 is right here. So that lets me know I am really on the back side of this wall right here. So if I want to get a measurement from the back side of the wall up, obviously I got to add the dimension of the wall, which is, this is the back side. So that's an 8-inch CMU wall. You take the 8 inches, you subtract that, or you add that, depending on how you're measuring it. And in this case, we're going to add 8 inches up when we set our pull line here, our mason string here. We're going to go with 8 inches. That's the finished block. And then we're going to go another couple inches after that, where we're going to stub our pipes up. I think we can go like 4 inches for our MDP and for our panels. So here, when you have these two lines, we have B8, which makes this a whole lot easier. So you got you got B66 and you got B8. So you could just pull a line from here to here, and that would give you the outside, or in this, the outside of the mechanical room wall. Perfect. Then we can just do our layout based on that. If we need to get even more dimensions, we can just pull off any one of these other dimensions and say we want this wall here. Well, we have F8 and F66. So we can pull a string from here to here and figure out down here, where this wall lands by just taking the measurements off on the side here. I mean, the more you do this, the better you get at it, and it'll just become like clockwork. So our main thing is to get this mechanical room laid out. I've already got the guys kind of a layout drawn of that wall right there, that CMU wall. We got our MDP H1 panel. We got a lighting contractor panel that goes there, transformers. Then we got L1 and L2. So we can start laying this out now instead of waiting for another 3.5 weeks before they start the foundations. And the only issue I see, that it's not really an issue, it's just a coordination thing that you have to get with, that we will have to get with the concrete guys, is the structural. So here on the structural, let's do it like this. You can see we have a footer, obviously, because we got that CMU wall there. We got a footer here that goes across. I highlight it so the guys can see it. Hey, this is our electrical room. This is a footer we need to watch out for. That's not there yet. So whenever we want to stub anything up, we won't stub it up right away. We'll just wait till they dig this out. And they'll put their footer, and then we'll stub underneath the footer before they pour. That's not a big deal. I think we only have two 2-inch going out that way right there. It will be two 4-inch two 4-inch going from our MDP out to our service disconnect. Everything else can be inside this room. I mean, our MDP to our transformer, we got some tolerance there. We can stub that out. H1 panel, I'm not really worried about. It's sitting right next to the MDP. I'll probably just run a ground or something. I probably won't even do that. I'll probably just leave that as it is and just put a nipple next to that MDP to feed this H1 panel. So that's not really a big deal. We don't really have a lot going in there. And then I'll nipple maybe the H1 to feed this contactor here. So we got one 2-inch PVC from H1 to the lighting contactor. So these two could be nippled. These two could be nippled. The biggest thing is getting MDP to service disconnect, and then obviously MDP to our transformer, which we got plenty of space. We don't even have to go underneath that footer. We just go straight across and hit our primary side from there. And L1, L2, there's no footers going there. As you can see here on this wall, there's nothing there. The footer actually goes from here and then it turns and goes that way. So we can use this wall here. We can just lay out pretty cut and dry. So yeah, I mean, that's how it looks on the drawing in real life, and then how you put it all together. You know, when you're doing electrical work, obviously underground, or framing or anything else, you have to know a little bit about other contractors' work, and at least the basics. You got to know what footers are, frame studs. You got to know some of that stuff, plumbing, trap primer. You know, all that stuff. We're not limited to just knowing electrical. You have to know, you know, a little bit of everything about the job, everything about every trade, in order to make it all make sense and not to get in conflict with any other contractor's work. So yeah, but I just want to show you guys how it looks, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. Column lines are established. This definitely really helps. This B6 column and that B8, because that gives us that whole wall right there. That's all we really need. And if we want to go out further, when we shoot our branch circuits out to where they need to go in each of these locations, we need to be mindful of the ISO pads, when I call them, or column bases for the columns. So you don't want to run conduit straight through there, because they're going to dig this up and they're going to tear your stuff up. So my main thing is to stop it just outside the electrical room, let them do their thing here. And I may even start on this side and start stubbing out pipes just to point them in the right direction. That way I'm not in the way of any of these ISO pads or ISO columns. And then we should be in good shape to get started. It should be plug and play after these guys get their work done. So yeah, just want to show you guys that, and I hope it helps, and hope that on your project, if you're starting one out in the beginning, you take a look at some of this stuff and be proactive in the beginning. It'll save you a lot of trouble. And not only save you a lot of trouble, but if you're proactive and do this at the beginning when you have enough experience, man, it makes your job a whole lot easier. It makes everything a whole lot smoother. Coordination goes a lot seamlessly. I mean, for the most part, you don't run into major issues. So knowing your work, knowing your project, knowing what's on there, I mean, it takes, you know, hours and hours and hours just combing through the drawings. You know, everybody learns differently. You know, I'm a kind of guy who like to go look at it in the field, or look at it on the drawing and then look at it in the field and kind of put them together. I mean, I guess that's pretty much how anybody learns. But for me, it's like I want to be ahead of the curve. I want to be further along in just knowing the information before the information is actually needed. But anyway, enough about that. Like I always say, man, each one teach one. You are the standard. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. And be safe out there.
Yeah, you know what it is. Block with the burners, man, 6 and 9. God damn it. Hey, yo, London, dungeon. yeah, you know what it is. Block of the bangers, 169. God damn it. Hey, yo, London Dungeon.